Painting believable textures is not as hard as it may seem. All you need is to understand the patterns that can be seen in nature and learn how to reproduce them in your digital work. This episode is going to be about painting water in Procreate. I will be painting a paradise lagoon, but before we start, I want to show you what I mean with a simple example. My name is Lilia and welcome to my channel. Here you will find beginner-friendly digital art tutorials, tips and tricks for artists, illustrations, and my daily sketches. So subscribe and let's dive into it. We are going to use only default brushes here and avoid any sort of stamp brushes or brush downloads, so your art will look original and unique. I will be working on an iPad and using only the flat brush, timer brush, and the soft brush. Using the soft brush is optional, as you can simply paint gradient with your built-in Procreate tools. Keep the opacity of your brushes at 100%. Don't forget to turn on two useful Procreate windows, Reference and the Color Wheel. The Reference window can be found under the Range menu, Canvas Reference. To open the color wheel, simply drag it into a convenient spot on your working area. This video is a part of series on painting textures in Procreate, so don't forget to check out the episodes about painting wood and metal. They are already on my channel. Create a new canvas and let's start with a simple rectangular shape. Create a selection with the lasso tool and fill it with the bright blue color. You can also start with the gradient from the beginning. I will be painting over this rectangular shape, so I'll put this layer in alpha lock. Right now we need to create a gradient from blue to sandy yellow. I will achieve it with the soft brush. Then I switch to a harder brush, in my case the timer brush, and the flat brush from the painting section to draw waves on top. Create a new layer. Choose a white color with a slight yellow tint and start painting small triangles. Don't worry about the neatness of the lines, as we will fix them later. Some areas should be bold, while others should be barely visible. Paint white foam over the sandy area, then reduce the brush size to create a very thin line, and paint waves around the shape. Use the eraser from time to time to achieve a sharp edge on the foamy parts of the waves. Add a little color variation to the sand, maybe some pebbles, holes, rocks, and your image is ready. This approach is quite easy and fast to execute, so let's move to a slightly more complicated scene. Let's imagine that we want to paint a Mediterranean or tropical lagoon, a place where the water is crystal clear and has that beautiful Tiffany blue color. I start with a very rough line to define the composition. Using the lasso tool, I will do some general color blocking. The water is crystal clear and the weather is sunny, so we will clearly see what's under the surface of the ocean, sand and rocks. The farther we are from the shore, the darker the water becomes. Areas of rocks that are under the water look greenish, and the shadows from the parts above the water will appear cooler. Don't forget to add some color variation to rocks themselves. I have a separate tutorial about painting rocks on my channel, so I won't spend much time explaining it here. For the main warm gray color of the rocks, I added brown in the shadow areas and sandy orange in little parts. The spaces between the rocks are quite narrow, so there will be a lot of foam and splashes. When the base is ready, start adding waves to the surface using the method I described earlier in this video. Note that some areas will be strongly lit, almost white. There are our highlights. Paint them with a hard brush. I use a lot of hatching while drawing rocks because it creates a nice texture, and the timer brush works well for that. Don't forget to flip your image horizontally from time to time to check the balance and proportions of your composition. It really helps to spot mistakes. I hope this video was helpful for you and you've learned something new. This approach I showed here can be used for painting any kind of water surface, not just tropical water. Use simple triangles and connect them like fish scales. Then paint over a few areas to create nice highlights. Stay tuned for more tutorials and time-lapse drawings. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give the subscribe button a hug, and I will see you in my next one. Cheers!